Welcome to Codex, a history of video games. I'm Mike Coletta.
And I am Tyler Osby.
And today we are continuing our history of Doom. Tyler, this is all you, buddy. Take it away.
Boy. We got a little bit more Doom stuff to cover. So before, a couple weeks ago, we covered the first two Doom games and a little bit of kind of the history of id. So now we're going to cover the stuff that happened after the first two Doom games. So there were a few more expansion packs that they released both for the original Doom and for Doom 2. So even after Doom 2 came out, they put out an expansion pack for the original Doom. I think we touched on it briefly. It's that fourth episode, Thy Flesh Consumed, which is a really scary name for a expansion pack.
Oh, yeah.
It's cool. It's more Doom. But then Doom 2 also got an expansion pack a little bit after it came out. 21 more levels, and they were very difficult. They're for true Doom masters. They're called the master levels for Doom 2.
Wait. So the first one is called Thy Flesh Consumed, and then the second one's just called the master levels?
Yeah, so they added a whole episode to the original Doom because that one was broken up into episodes. And then the Doom 2, they didn't break up into episodes. They're just like, here's some more levels. I don't know, they're for masters. They're the master levels. Here, master levels.
Yeah, I was going to say that whoever their naming guy was really just kind of gave up at the end. He's like, you guys are making so many episodes, I don't even know what to do anymore. So I'm just going to call it the master levels. There, you're welcome. I'll see you later.
It's just like, I wonder if they just had like a group of people making maps for Doom, and they like were working on their next games, and then they looked over at this guys and they were like, oh, we never told them to stop making levels for Doom. Oh, what are we gonna do? I don't know, put them out. And so they're like, I don't know, figure it out, call them master levels, fine.
It worked out in the end, I'm sure, for you Doom heads out there. Is that what we should call fans of Doom? What are fans of Doom called?
Doom guys?
Doom guys? Oh, I guess it's
Doom
true.
Guys?
Doom guy, because Doom guy. Yeah, Doom guys.
Although
that
that's not a gender neutral term, but Doom guys is maybe. I mean, this was the mid '90s. So
what about the Doomies? Just call them the
Doomies?
Doomies. I like Doomies.
Yeah.
Where my
is
Doomies at? It's like the Goonies, but instead hell is invading Earth.
Yeah, it's a very different Goonies story.
Totally
but
different.
Similar plot structure, I'm sure. So anyway, after they put these levels out, Thy Flesh Consumed and the Master levels, they went pretty silent on the Doom front. They were like, we're done with Doom for now. We got to work on our next project, which was the Quake series. So the first Quake launched in 1996, and it was pretty revolutionary because it was the first fully 3D, like first-person shooter with polygons. It was the first id game to support 3D graphics accelerators, which were starting to become available for like game enthusiasts. At this point in time, you didn't have to own a video card to play games on your computer, but it was starting to become a pretty good idea as more and more games started supporting them, especially games like Quake, which ran way better and looked way cooler if you had a graphics card. So they'd later on become required hardware for gaming, but that's for another topic. I would love to do episodes on both Quake and the history of like 3D graphics accelerators, or just graphics cards in general.
You know what?
Really fun.
I think you should write those down, and we can just do them next time you're up. Because I got the next one.
Maybe.
That's right. We can just do it. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. So all the Quake games had some sort of neat technological advancement that kept them at the forefront of technology, because John Carmack is a genius. They had 3D stuff in Quake 1. I don't know exactly what Quake 2 and 3 had, but we'll cover that someday when we cover the Quake series. But during this lull in Doom, there was a little bit of a controversy. In 1999, there was I hate using this word to describe it, but it's probably the best word. He's like a famous school shooting that happened at Columbine High School in Columbine, Colorado. The two perpetrators, Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, were avid Doom players. Harris even wrote about the game in his journal, and so Doom kind of became embroiled in this controversy surrounding video games and their effect on children and whether or not they can lead to school violence. We talked about this a little bit when we talked about our video game violence thing from the early 90s. Doom was sort of caught up in that a little bit, but it really got reignited in 1999. So there were even rumors that Eric Harris had made levels based on his school that had like teachers and kids as enemies, and that he practiced playing on these levels to prepare for what he was going to do. That is not true. So it is true that Harris made Doom levels, but it was never confirmed that he made levels based on his school or any of his classmates or anything like that. Still, Doom was featured pretty prominently in this news cycle, and it was another can of worms, kind of similar to the Mortal Kombat Night Trap stuff that happened just a few years earlier. In fact, yeah.
Sorry, can I interject real quick?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's and it's odd is how I would put it. So before we started this podcast, I knew about Doom and I knew about Mortal Kombat. I had never heard about Night Trap until we talked about it on the podcast. So
I think Night Trap was going to be a very obscure game that nobody played until it got made famous by being in these hearings.
Do we really quick want to just do, because in case someone's just listening in, they're like, hey, I listened to your guys' timelines and I didn't want to listen to them, but now I'm back because you're talking about individual subjects. Maybe they didn't hear about Night Trap. Do we want to just say really quick what it is right now?
Yeah, if you want to give the TLDR
on
Night Trap.
You want me to give that a go? Okay, TLDR. It's a live video DVD game where vampires are invading. Is it like a sorority house? Or is it just like
something like that? It's like a house full of like college aged girls. I don't know.
Yeah, so it was like, and you're actually trying to protect the women by like trapping the vampires, and it was trying to use like for the first time being like, it's a movie you control, kind of like that, and that got caught up a lot in the controversy of the entire
because it used
thing.
real footage. They actually filmed scenes and like based on what you did, different like movies would play basically. So it was like super realistic because it had actual actors and real people in it.
Yeah, and they were trying to be like, oh no, you're like trying to kill these women, when in reality, I remember that was a big confusion, is a lot of the people that were against it thought you were trying to be with the vampires, when in reality you're the reverse, and they had no idea because they didn't know anything about video games.
The people only got hurt if you failed at the game. Like if you were playing wrong, if your people were dying.
You need to be better at night trapping vampires if that's the case. So that's what Night Trap is. I just figured we should interject and be like, hey, that's what that is if you didn't listen to our history about that. And if you didn't and you want to hear more, guess what? There's a whole backlog now. Isn't that crazy to say? We have a backlog?
Yeah.
That's so cool. Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Night Trap, not a very good game. Nobody really played it because it was fun. They only played it because of the controversy. But Doom for the Sega 32X was one of the first games to be rated M for mature by the newly formed ESRB because of its violence levels. So it was right up there at the forefront of video game violence. And I got to say, the rating, I mean, by those standards, the rating was absolutely like that's what it needed. Like it was very realistic for the time. It's super bloody, super gory. Like it totally deserved that rating. And they didn't try to censor themselves at all. They're not kids games at all. They look cartoony today, but they weren't trying to be cartoony then, if that makes sense. It also doesn't help that they're full of like satanic references, although I don't think I'd classify them as like a thing that glorifies like satanic cults or anything like that. But you travel to hell to destroy some demons, you're going to see some satanic imagery. That's just kind of part of the deal.
If there's one thing that ESRB hates, it's satanic imagery. They make that very clear. They're like, get your Satan out of our video games. M for mature. That's what they do.
I wonder if that's a thing, because they always list like what kinds of content are in a game. I wonder if satanic imagery is actually a thing they put on there.
You know what? I'm going to do a little Google search right now, and then I'll come back to you. So keep going.
Okay. All right. The game actually was banned in Germany for 17 years. They were only taking it off their 17 years. They took it off their list of banned games in 2011, meaning Doom 1 and Doom 2 can finally be sold in Germany. But not the US version of Doom 2. Well, at the time in 2011. We'll get to this in a second. But the US version of Doom 2 had a couple of bonus levels that were recreations of levels from Wolfenstein 3D. Those levels have swastikas in them, and Germany in 2011, pretty big on not having swastikas and things. They're pretty sensitive to that sort of thing. So they did not want to have any sort of Nazi imagery in their games, even as far as recent as 2011. They've become a little bit more relaxed on those laws sort of relatively recently. But even the more recent Wolfenstein games have been edited for the German audience to be different than they are in US.
By the way, that's really interesting to me that Germany would just ban a game for 17 years when the rest of the world's like, it's fine. But that's up to them.
They're especially sensitive, I think.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Go read history. But the ESRB question, to answer it, you ready for this? Mm-hmm. So it says mature content is generally suitable for 17 and up, may contain intense violence, blood and gore, sexual content, and or strong language. But none of that, I feel like, would constitute Satanism, right? So if you go through all of their content descriptors, the only thing I can find that would be that Satanism would qualify under would be either suggestive themes, which is mild provocative references or materials, or violent references, which is references to violence acts. I feel like it's more suggestive themes, though. What do you think? How are you interpreting this, Tyler? Do you think it's suggestive themes?
It sounds like they don't take into account like satanic imagery at all.
No, I feel like it would be
suggestive
is the only thing you could think of. Like, oh man.
Yeah, maybe. Can you imagine there being some sort of cartoony like E for Everyone game based on
Satanism,
satanic themes? I don't know.
It's just like the devil is a teddy bear. He's all furry and cute. He's like a Funko Pop version of the devil. I don't know.
It's like a non-violent. I don't know. That's a good question. I imagine it's because like generally with those themes, probably a lot of violence also follows. So while they're not necessarily, you wouldn't necessarily rate it higher because of those things, generally there will be other things that go along with that make you rate it higher probably.
By the way, this is another funny part that I discovered just now while reading the esrb.org website. If you guys want to go there, it's that adults only, like when I think of an adults only game, I'm like, oh man, it's got to be like full on sex or so incredibly violent, just blood everywhere, right? It turns out the last thing that will automatically make your game adults only, and it makes total sense, is gambling with real currency.
That makes total sense.
Right? It makes total sense, but it's never something I would think of with an adults-only game, mostly because I haven't played an Xbox game where you gamble with real currency yet. Have you? I don't think that exists.
Both, as far as I know, all of the console makers don't allow adults-only games on their platforms. Like if your game gets rated AO, can't have it. So,
does Steam allow adults-only games?
That's a good question. I don't know. I know that I do remember when there was a hot coffee controversy for Grand Theft Auto San Andreas that the game was temporarily like re-rated as AO for like because it was super graphic, I guess. But
I will say the list of AO rated games, like games that have been rated AO by the ESRB, is very short. Like I'm looking at a list right now, and it's maybe 20 games, I would say.
It's pretty much a death sentence at this point. I mean, like, because you can't be on any of the consoles, and you probably can't be on Steam. So at that point, like if you're making a porn game, like at that point, you're not trying to get on those channels anyway. Why would you even rate it? You know?
Yeah, I think I'm looking too. And what's crazy is some of these publishers of these games are big name publishers. Like, for example, Atari. And as you mentioned, Rockstar with Grand Theft Auto San Andreas got in trouble with that. So it's just really remarkable to me. I just never, of course, a gambling game would be AO. I just never would think of it as even being rated by the ESRB, though. You know?
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that was our little tangent. So back to Doom.
Back to Doom in Germany specifically. So when a game gets banned in Germany, it's banned for at least 10 years, no matter what. Like 10 years, you can't even they won't even look at it again for 10 years. After 10 years, they'll go back and they'll look at it and they'll say, hey, is this actually still a thing that needs to be banned? They went back, they looked at all the stuff in Doom, and they were like, you know what? It's fine. It's cartoonish. It's not realistic anymore. Like compared to more modern things, like the window has shifted. We're gonna let this one slide. We're cool with this now. So
that's cool. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so that's right. They're also automatically removed from the list after 25 years.
Oh, so you guys gotta wait 25 years for your game to become a bestseller in Germany. So you should make your game when you're 3, and then when you're 28, you can reap the benefits.
Yeah, I guess the thought there is that like after 25 years, it's like classic literature almost. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of books and stuff that might be banned some places that are like classics that they're so old that they're just like it's fine. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. By the way, there's a lot of games that were banned in Germany. I'm looking at a list right now.
Yeah,
like way more than. Oh wow. Sorry for the tangentville, everyone. But I just saw that PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, or PUBG as the kids call it, is banned in India.
Wow. Is it just because it's so violent?
It says it's banned because of extreme violence. Yeah, that's just that's why. So
hey, to continue on this tangent, have you seen the Chinese version of the mobile PUBG? It's called Game of Peace, something like that. I think it's called Game of Peace.
No, what is this about?
So it's PUBG. You know, whatever PUBG means to you. Except when you shoot people, they don't bleed, obviously, but they don't die either. What they do is they like drop to their knees. They like put their hands in the air like they're like they're thanking you, they put their loot box on the ground. That's all their things, and then they just like sort of disappear. Like they don't die.
They just like, okay, see you. Goodbye, see you.
Yeah, goodbye, see you. That's exactly what happens. It's so funny.
Wow. Okay, that's so. Just to give a clue here to some of the folks listening, the second biggest country I could see that has banned games is the United Arab Emirates.
Really?
So
Even
I feel
bigger
like
than China.
Yeah. So notably, they banned the game Spec Ops: The Line because that was straight up soldiers in Dubai making very serious real choices. So
Yeah.
I've never played that game, but apparently it's astounding, and I've never played it, and I need to play it.
Yeah, it's on my list of games to play at some point.
It's weird because I think it's only available on PlayStation or Steam. I don't think Xbox has a backwards compatible version of it because I think it came out on Xbox, right? I don't know. But yeah, so that's just a little interesting fact on banning video games. So yeah, either wait 25 years in Germany or don't try to make a game there. It's my recommendations.
That's our TED Talk on media censorship in Germany. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming. We paid them $20,000 to do that.
So, getting back to Doom, though, after they continued working on Quake, I guess Quake 3 was 1999, I want to say, and then Team Arena, I guess, was an expansion that came out a few years later. But anyway, back to Doom. Work had started on Doom 3 all the way back in 2000 when John Carmack posted an internal company plan to remake the original Doom using modern technology. Well, I say modern with like air quotes because it would have been modern technology for 20 years ago. So originally, the bosses at id did not want to remake Doom because they thought they were kind of going back to old formulas too much. Like Quake and Doom are very similar, especially Quake 1 is basically just 3D Doom. And then Quake 2 is like it's still more of kind of the same. Quake 3 is very multiplayer focused, so it's different, but it's still kind of like Doom Deathmatch. So they didn't want to remake Doom because they thought they were going back to their roots too much and like not really making any notable advancements in game design, even though technologically they were still like really cranking out the hits there. But after they released Return to Castle Wolfenstein in 2001, which was a remake/reboot of the original Wolfenstein, and it was very successful, people really loved it, the resistance towards remaking Doom kind of wavered there. Eventually, most of the company went to leadership with an ultimatum. They said, let us remake Doom or fire us. So naturally, it was like, well, okay, then I guess we're going to remake Doom.
Well, you got us.
Collective bargaining. That's how that works.
Yeah.
At Macworld in 2001, which is like a Mac-based convention kind of thing where Apple, I don't think they do it anymore, but Apple used to give big keynote presentations there where they'd announce new products and stuff like that. But at Macworld in 2001, Steve Jobs gave a presentation. He showed off a bunch of new Macs, like iMac G3s with processors up to 600 megahertz, holy moly, and the latest graphics technology from NVIDIA, the GeForce 3. And what better way to show off new graphics technology than to show some sweet new games? It wasn't during the main presentation because I went through the main presentation looking for it, but John Carmack did demonstrate what he was calling New Doom and all the real-time lighting effects that the GeForce 3 was capable of. So this was like a separate thing from the main keynote, which you can find easily online, and it's very interesting to watch really old Apple keynotes. But John Carmack was there showing off New Doom, and then at E3 later that year, they won a whole bunch of awards for the 15-minute demo of New Doom that they were showing.
You can win awards for demos?
Apparently, yeah. They won like most anticipated game or something like that.
Oh, like that. Okay, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah. So then the next that we'd hear of Doom 3 would be in 2002 when a couple of renegade employees at ATI, who were the makers of the Radeon line of graphics cards, they would later be bought and become part of AMD, but two ATI employees leaked early development versions of Doom 3 to the internet, which is kind of crappy if you're a game developer and your unfinished work gets released on the internet. But id, being the smart cookies that they are, they watermark all of their pre-release content. So they knew exactly who did it. They like the thing leaked and they were like, yep, we know exactly who did this. So they found it, and I'm sure the people who did that were promptly sacked. But on the plus side, people really seemed to like what was leaked, which made Valve really happy, and it kind of gave them more energy to keep working on this project.
Wait, you mean id? You said Valve.
Oh, I said I meant id.
Yeah, sorry. I don't want you to get angry tweets, Tyler. I'm trying to protect you from angry tweets.
No, I appreciate that because as I was writing this out, I typed Valve a lot too. So I'm like, I don't know why I can't, like, because I keep having like Half-Life in my head because it's like came out around the same time. Half-Life 2 came out about the same time as Doom 3. Anyway, people really liked what they saw of Doom 3, so it was rejuvenated and they were really excited to keep making it. So they would miss their holiday 2003 deadline, but they were sure they would be able to release it in 2004. And they did. Doom 3 was released on PC on August 3rd, 2004. A Linux port was made available in October of 2004. Shout out to my Linux gamers out there. And then a Mac version came out several months after the Linux version in February of 2005. And then in April of 2005, they put out their original Xbox version of the game, which I own and is sitting on my shelf. I have the cool Steelbook version, collector's edition, that has Doom 1 and Doom 2 for the original Xbox. Very cool.
Now, this wasn't the BFG edition of this game, correct?
This was not. The BFG edition would come several years later.
Okay, I'm jumping ahead of myself here.
Yeah, but Doom 3 was pretty well received by critics. It's still got a score of 87 on Metacritic, which is, not too bad. People really liked the graphics, which were super awesome for the time. Like, these were really incredible graphics. Doom 3, taking a cue from every other id game ever made, they released it with like a key innovation that gave it an edge over the competition. They implemented a form of stencil shadowing using a technology called shadow volumes, which I can't even begin to describe how it works because it's probably basically magic. But Carmack modified it enough that it got its own name. They call it Carmack's Reverse. And it's a way of drawing shadows, like moving shadows from entities in a game, such that because up until this point, real-time shadows were like not really done in video games because they're so like computationally expensive to do. So generally shadows would be super basic, and then most of the levels shadows would be like pre-calculated before, like by the developer instead of like in real time. But that means that you can't have super scary shadows from your scary monsters. So Carmack figured out a way to do it in a way that normal, like mortal computers could do it. And he called it Carmack's Reverse. This was a pretty big deal for the gameplay of Doom 3 because it relied heavily on dynamic lighting to set the mood. Doom 3 feels less like the first two Dooms in that it's like super run and gun. It feels different because it's more of a survival horror game than that like earlier run and gun style. Critics really liked it. Some fans really liked it. There were a lot of fans who were not a huge fan of it because it doesn't feel as much like a Doom game. There are like a lot of jump scares and demons jumping out of lockers and stuff like that. So spoilers, if you don't like jump scares, maybe don't play Doom 3 because it's actually very scary.
I will get scared, and I don't know if I can play it, but I kind of want to prove I'm brave to myself,
Yeah, and if you're playing the original release of Doom 3, like on PC, you can't use the flashlight at the same time as a gun. So have fun with that, shooting in the dark, or not being able to defend yourself from the monsters you can see now.
Gosh, what a scary thing to put into a game. That should be that was on purpose, I'm guessing, right?
It was, yeah. One of the first mods that came out, actually, they called it the duct tape mod, was like basically if you're using your pistol, you could have your flashlight on it. That was like a community fan mod that was like, this game is not fun without me being able to shoot and light things. So they put out a mod for it. Doom 3 was also a bit more story-driven. It has the same kind of general premise of the original game. There's not a whole lot of story going on there, but there's like a lot of text-based data pads to read and voice acting and like a real kind of storyline in Doom 3. It's more crucial to the overall feel, and it definitely makes the world feel like real and lived in. It's actually like really interesting to run around this military base and kind of see what was, because you kind of show up after things sort of go to hell. Go to hell.
I get it.
And you're like trying to kind of save all the people that are left. Most of the original baddies from Doom and Doom 2 are here, and they look really, really great in Doom 3. If you're a Doom fan, you should play Doom 3 because it's cool. It feels a little dated, especially in kind of its mission structure, but I think it still holds up all right, and it's worth checking out, especially if you want to check out the BFG edition, which was released in 2012 and contains a lot of graphical improvements. The duct tape mod is built in, and just generally updates the game for a more 2012 aesthetic. So that was 8 years after Doom 3 came out. So they updated it. That's definitely the best way to play it now. You can get that on Steam. It's on Xbox 360, PlayStation 3.
I think it's on Steam for like $20 too. It's
it goes
cheap.
on sale all the time. They do still sell the original version on Steam, I think. So you got to be careful. Make sure you're getting the BFG edition, because that's definitely the one you want.
What does BFG stand for, Tyler?
Bioforce Gun, if you're going by the movie with The Rock.
Oh, nice. Okay, I like that. I hope we talk about that at some point. Do you have that in here?
No, actually, I don't. We should talk about it.
Oh, we can talk about it at the end. Let's just talk about the movie at the end.
Yeah, okay. No, I totally forgot about that. Doom 3 got an expansion similar to the first two games that got their own expansions. Doom 3's expansion is called Resurrection of Evil, and it was released on April 3rd in 2005, which was just 8 months after the August 2004 release of the base game, and it was the same day as the original Xbox release. Resurrection of Evil did come out for the original Xbox as well, but it was like way later and did not require the base game to play, because expansions are hard to do on console in 2005. So
I understand. That makes sense.
Yeah. Resurrection of Evil was not made by id. They had moved on to working on their next project, but a company called Nerve Software developed it, and they launched it with 12 new levels for more demon killing. They had a couple of new weapons actually. There's the Grabber, which is just like the gravity gun in Half-Life 2, and then they had some other like Eternity Cube thing that like kills stuff. I don't know. It's kind of neat, I guess.
That's a good sell on the Eternity Cube.
Yeah, it's really
never
solid.
To hire you to be an Eternity Cube salesman, because I don't know if you'd really give it your all, Tyler.
Resurrection of Evil did not do quite as well as the base Doom 3 game, but still got pretty decent reviews. And that's the last we'd hear of the main Doom franchise for almost a decade, if you're not counting the BFG release. There were a few spin-offs like the Doom RPG series, which put players in the shoes of Doom Guy once again to battle the forces of hell, except in these games it was a turn-based role-playing game. It still had the first-person perspective, but it was like killing baddies by taking turns and then getting experience and getting stronger that way. The first one was released in 2005 for the cell phones of the day, so think about like your Motorola Razr. Been playing Doom on that.
Oh, I had a Motorola Razr. I'm into that.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And then there was the second one came out in 2009 for iOS. They also weren't made by id. They're not super great games. We don't need to go into too much detail covering them, but I mean, they're maybe worth checking out if you can. I don't even know if you can anymore, because like an old cell phone game from 2005, I don't know how you even play that unless there's an emulator. And then an iOS game from 2009 probably isn't on the store anymore unless they've continued to update it to keep it relevant, but I would doubt
I'm going
that.
to tell you, there's one guy right now, and he's sitting at his desk listening to this podcast, and he is screaming at you because in front of him is 5 Motorola Razr cell phones all playing this Doom game, and he was waiting for someone to talk about it, and you just dismissed it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Somebody's multi-boxing Doom RPG?
Yeah, he's multi-boxing Doom RPG.
So sorry, buddy.
Sorry,
well,
there,
if you're
Doomy.
multi-boxing Doom RPG, you can come on the show and tell us about how it's the best game ever.
You know what? Yeah, if you are actually sitting there, and I need picture evidence that you have 5 Motorola Razr cell phones.
4 is not going to cut it.
No, if you had 6, I wouldn't allow it. It needs to be exactly 5. All right, sorry to interrupt. You can move on.
Yeah, that's it. We pretty much wouldn't hear about Doom for a long time, except for the BFG edition, which we talked about. In 2011, though, id did release the source code for the Doom 3 engine, which is a trend that they've done with almost all of their games. After they're a few years old, they take the source code and post it online. They're like, here you go, do whatever you want with this. That's why you get all those great Doom ports for everything. Same with Quake, Quake 2, Quake 3, Quake 4, Doom 3 now. I think they released the source code for the original Rage. I don't know off the top of my head, though.
I have a question about source code for you. Is this the way that like Red versus Blue was made and things like that?
Nope.
No, that's different? That's completely different?
Yep, completely different.
Okay, never mind.
Red versus Blue, they just filmed an Xbox looking at things in the multiplayer mode.
Gosh, that would take so long.
At least that's how they did it originally. I think after a while they got some special tools from Bungie to like really go do some cool stuff with Red versus Blue, but that's how it was originally done. The source code would help you like make your own game engine if you want to learn how game engines are made and like how they're programmed. You can go through the source code and like try and kind of see all of the genius that is John Carmack. Do that. I would say that source code release was way more important in like the late 90s, early 2000s, because you like a fan could make games with that. Nowadays, like you have free engines like Unity and Unreal Engine and stuff that like are really for the regular person to make games with. So it's not quite as important, but still pretty cool. I like it. I'm a big fan of open source software. Doom 3 is open source now. They updated it in 2012 with all the enhancements that they put in the BFG version of the game. So that's pretty cool. And I love that it does this. Now we're on to Doom 2016.
Ooh.
There isn't a whole lot to say here because this is still like a current game that you can play. But they released Rage in the interim years, which was okay, I guess. I never really played Rage. It had some technologies that was called mega textures that is the cool thing with Rage that made their big open outdoor worlds. That was one of the criticisms of Doom 3 was they're like, it's so small and claustrophobic and there's no big areas. And John Carmack was like, yeah, well, okay, here's a game that does have really wide open areas and I'm going to invent new technology to make these really wide open areas. And so he did it with Rage. That game is okay. I haven't really played it, so I understand that it's fine. Rage 2's out now.
Yeah,
I think it's out.
Oh, it's out already? Oh, wow.
Yeah. But what people really wanted in 2010 was more Doom. In 2008, it had announced that they were kind of working on a Doom 4. And then in 2012, they confirmed that it was going to be a reboot of the franchise. John Carmack left id in 2013 to work on the Oculus Rift. So Rage was the last game that really had any Carmack influence on it, directly anyway. Doom 4 was kind of sort of canceled, and then it kind of morphed into what would be released as just Doom in 2016. There were lots of rumors about what was going on with this game. A lot of people thought it was in, excuse the pun here, development hell, and would eventually be canceled.
You can't see it from here, but I'm quietly applauding you, just golf clapping and away from the microphone, because that was a great pun.
Thank you. People thought it was going to get canceled, but they were wrong. Doom came out in May of 2016 on PC, Xbox One, and PS4, where it ran at a full 1080p, 60 frames per second on console, which is really impressive considering how great the graphics are in this game. It came out in 2016 on the Switch, and the frame rate and the graphics were dialed back a little bit. Well, cut in half for the frame rate, and then the graphics were kind of dialed back a little bit so it could play on the Switch. But it was still cool. It still was Doom on the Switch. Doom 2016 was a full-on reimagining of the game. They took everything we loved about the original and cranked it up to 11. I love this game, so I'm gushing about it a little bit. It's like one of the most pure first-person shooters I've ever played. Like, it knows what it is, and it just goes all in on being what it is. Like, it's awesome. Seriously, go play it, because it's great. It got good reviews, and it's getting a sequel next year called Doom Eternal. So that's it. That's the history of Doom in 2 parts. I didn't want to go too deep on Doom 2016 because there's not a lot of information about the development of it, and it's also like still a new game.
And also, I mean, you did say you'd start gushing over it, and I've heard you gush over it, and it gets a lot of tears. Audience,
yeah,
a lot of
cry
tears.
over this
he gets
game.
Really passionate, happy tears about this game. He loves it that much. Tyler, the Doom movie. So
tell me about the Doom movie.
The
Mike.
Doom. I don't know much about the Doom. I don't remember much about the Doom movie except the very end, because at the very end of the Doom movie, it goes into first-person mode, like you're playing Doom, and he just kills all of the demons, and it's kind of amazing. Did you see it, Tyler?
No, I never saw it.
Oh my gosh. It came out in 2005. It stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I think kind of in one of his first ever big things.
Like non-wrestling roles?
Yeah, non-wrestling roles. This was like his first really big movie. And it's just... and he plays Asher Sarge Mahonen. They all have really great names too, like Reaper.
None of them are named Doom Guy?
Duke. None of them are named Doom Guy. There's one that's named The Kid. Or
nice.
Goat before it was Greatest of All Time. He's just a goat, like the animal. There's a guy named Destroyer.
Well, that's a good name.
Oh, yeah. This movie is absolutely ridiculous. It's not good. If you like bad movies, I would recommend watching it. But other than that, just maybe find a YouTube clip of the very last scene where he's like first personing his way around there, because that's kind of what you want to watch, I think.
Maybe I'll give that a find online. Is that like on iTunes or something? I can download it.
I think so. It might
somewhere.
even be for free somewhere right now.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. It might be like on a Netflix or something, because it kind of pops up, I feel like, on those every once in a while and then kind of goes away.
Yeah,
but
it seems like something that HBO would have every now and then.
Yeah, it's very, very ridiculous. So I'm trying to figure out who the actual lead is, because I don't even know if The Rock is the lead. I don't think he is. I think it's just like a group where you're kind of like following them around, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty much the whole. Oh, Carl Urban, you know that guy?
He's in the Star Trek. He's Bones, right?
Yeah. He's in He's Bones in the new Star Trek reboot. He's in the movie, and he's like one of the leads. He plays the Reaper guy. He plays Sergeant.
Is that his big break?
John Reaper Grimm. It's
nice.
I might be his big break. I don't know. I want to rewatch this movie now. I'm getting myself stoked. Also, the movie poster is absolutely insane because it's a first-person image of a guy shooting a demon that just says Doom over it. So they're really, in the whole like course of video game movies, which we should probably do an episode on video game movies because they're usually really bad. So
yep, that's a fact.
But I think this would definitely be on that list, and I just really wanted to talk about it. But I have some things I want to say about Doom because I played the first Doom on my phone.
Okay,
when that was
so
a
you
thing.
Played it relatively recently in your life.
Yeah, relatively recently. Like this was probably like still 6 or 7 years ago when you think about it. And I loved it. And I also remember playing Doom at my uncle's house in Alaska. And I don't think I played it very long because it might have been, and I want to say this might have been a demo CD. Possibly.
Oh, was it the shareware?
Possibly.
The first episode?
Yeah, possibly. So, I mean, I honestly played more Chex Guy than
Chex Quest.
Chex Quest than I played this.
So good.
But I really want to play Doom 2016 because you've gushed about it to me a lot. And I also really want to play Doom BFG Edition because that has all of them, right?
I think I don't know if it comes with the first two, but it definitely is Doom 3.
I thought it comes with all of them. Maybe
maybe not. I don't remember.
Don't worry, I'm looking on the Steam page for it right now. So everyone, you're about to have your question answered and lying about my age. To get to the page.
Because you're under 18?
Yep. So Doom 3 BFG Edition is the Ultimate Collection, and it defined first-person shooter. It includes Doom, Doom 2, Doom 3, and Doom 3 Resurrection of Evil, and The Lost Mission.
Oh, wow.
So it has all of those, which is pretty nuts. So that's pretty great if you ask me.
That's the way to do it.
Oh, wait, and the Doom 2016, by the way, on Steam is only $20.
It probably goes on sale for $7.50.
Oh, I'm
in the
sure.
Summer sale.
Also, Doom BFG Edition is $20. That's not even on sale. That's just how much it costs. Yeah, I should wait till Steam Summer Sale, and I might pick up some of this stuff, and then I'll let you guys know what my life is like. Tyler, what you been playing?
Oh, man. I'm still just reading all kinds of comics, and I haven't really been playing any games. I will say, though, that I probably played 2 or 3 hours of Spider-Man, not the new PS4 Spider-Man, but the Shattered Dimensions from 2010, which is actually really fun. It's not an open world Spider-Man game, but it definitely kind of combat wise sort of feels a little bit like the Arkham games, Batman Arkham games. It's got 4 Spider-Man in it, the regular Spider-Man. It's got Spider-Man Noir. It's got Ultimate Spider-Man, who's voiced by Neil Patrick Harris, and it has one other Spider-Man. I can't remember. Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara, which I find very interesting. The game itself is fine, but the most interesting thing about it, I think, is it's the inspiration for the original Spider-Verse story that would play out in the comics, which was the inspiration for the latest Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie with Miles and Spider-Gwen and all of those great Spider people.
Spider-Ham.
Which is a great movie. Spider-Ham's in there. If you haven't seen Into the Spider-Verse, turn off this podcast and go watch it because it's really, really great.
Wait, so what platform can you play that Spider-Man game on you just discussed?
I've been playing it on PC, but I think it was on 360 and PS3 also.
Nice.
Maybe it might have been one of those games that was like on PS2 as well. It was 2010, so let's see. Shattered Dimensions. Let's see what Wikipedia says. It came out on Wii and Nintendo DS as well, but then also Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and Microsoft Windows.
Radical. I enjoy that. That's a good recommendation.
Yeah. So that's been pretty fun. Other than that, I haven't really been playing a whole lot of other video games. I told myself this weekend, because it's a long weekend, that I would pick up World of Final Fantasy again and keep moving through that, but I have yet to do that. So
just reading comics like a madman right now?
Yeah, but I reached a good end point with some of the Spider comics I'm reading. Like I closed out a story arc, and so I'm thinking I should probably put it down and do some other things that aren't reading Spider-Man comics. Actually, mostly Spider-Woman comics. I love Spider-Woman, Silk, and Spider-Gwen. They're like my favorites. So.
That's awesome. I should read some. I've never read some of those. Although,
yeah,
my Spider-Man, when I was really getting comics all the time, which was like college and just out of college, and I was still getting singles, I don't know if they had all those Spider-Mans that they do now. Like, I feel like they had one and I had it and I just kept getting it, and then it kind of blew up. Because they kind of had like a little lull in between. There was also some really weird stuff going on with like Marvel's Civil War with Spider-Man, because that's when I got back into comics again, with Civil War.
Oh yeah, Civil War is really good.
It's
Spider-Man
really great.
is like an essential character in Civil War too. I think if they could have done that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I would have made Civil War a Spider-Man movie instead of a Captain America movie, but I know that they kind of didn't have enough Spider-Man. They would have needed to introduce Spider-Man sooner, I think.
Totally. Do you want me to tell you what I've been playing?
Yes, I would love to hear what you've been playing.
So, if you recall, I got a tweet from a listener. Okay, and the listener, his name on Twitter is Dark Paul, and he has a Darth Maul face on his. Oh,
that's right.
And he recommended Fire Emblem games to me because they're made by Intelligent Systems, who makes Advance Wars, which I love. Okay, I remember me saying that. I said that. It's on the record. It's in audio form. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I took Paul. I'm just going to call you Paul, if that's okay. I'm not going to use Dark Paul because we're pretty informal now, Paul, you and I bought Fire Emblem Awakening for Nintendo 3DS, and I played it on my 2DS on the way to my brother's wedding in Hawaii and on the way back from my brother's wedding in Hawaii, okay? And guess what? It is amazing. Paul's correct. Great job, Paul, okay? So here's the thing. I thought I would be like commanding armies, you know, like in Advance Wars where you have like this many army troops and you're moving them and they're fighting. You command heroes, like the characters, in these like top-down battles and stuff. And it's like everyone either has like a sword or a lance or an axe, and it's like a rock, paper, scissors system. So I think it goes swords beat axes, axes beat lances, lances beat swords. I think that's the way it goes. I should know that by now. But there's also heroes that you can like have them team up and they can fight, or you can have them be like flying creatures like this Pegasus in it and stuff. It's just so good. It's so fun. There's also transforming bunny creatures. Like she's a lady and then she turns into a bunny and then she wrecks it as a bunny and then turns back into a lady, which is nice.
Oh.
Yeah, she's like
that sounds fun.
She's like a shapeshifter. And there's another shapeshifter who's like a dragon shapeshifter, and she's pretty cool too. It's a great game, and I'm enjoying the story. There's only one gripe about it. You ready for my one gripe?
I'm ready for your one gripe.
When they say text dialogue, they still make a noise. Like they'll be like, uh-huh, yep, nope, uh-huh, uh-huh. And it gets so annoying after like 20 text boxes. You're just like, please stop. You don't have to make a noise every time a text box pops up, characters. Because it sucks, because I thought like it kind of teases you in the beginning. It's also got fully cinematic voice acted scenes, which is pretty cool for a Nintendo 3DS game.
Oh, that is cool.
I was not expecting that. And those are awesome. But it's just the, uh-huh, yeah, cool, uh-huh, nope, Nope. Like just over and over again in the text boxes that I'm like, I'd rather just read this completely silently. There's probably a way to turn it off. I haven't looked it up because I just wanted to play the game just as much as possible. It's so much fun. I'm recommending it to everyone. So Dark Paul, thank you for the recommendation. And I'm really enjoying it. And I'm excited to also play Destiny this week because I haven't played it in like a week and I'm going crazy.
Oh, yeah. I need to play some Destiny too. Destiny 2 also.
Yeah, it's confusing when a game has a number at the end of it, specifically the number 2. Life gets confusing. But yeah, it's been really good and I'm excited to be back. And the next episodes we record are gonna be face to face.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited for you to come visit.
Eyes looking into eyes. Yeah, I'm coming down to LA to visit. And so it'll be exciting to do the next episodes with you, Tyler. I'm super stoked.
Yeah, this is going to be super fun.
Yeah, as always, you can email us at codexhistorypodcast@gmail.com. You can also tweet at us at SneakerElf, ELPH, if you want to get a hold of Tyler, or me at MeColetta. And those are our contact infos. Oh, you can rate and review and subscribe to the podcast on your podcasting platform of choice. Someone gave us an iTunes rating. Thought that was really nice of them to do. Thank you, whoever did that. I can't see it. I just know
Thank
someone
you, anonymous
did it.
reviewer.
Thank you, anonymous reviewer. You get all the high fives. And with that, I think that's the episode, right, Tyler?
Yeah, I think we call it there.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.